Hey guys, it's Pineapple Lance back here with another video, all no money spent. So today's video will be going through cashing in all my gold badges that I've sold lately over the past few days, and just talking a little bit about where I'm at the end of season 1. So yeah, like I said, we're just going through just cashing in all the badges that I've made over the past 5 or 6 days. Just with the badges, they're probably a bit harder to sell now that 2K's fixed the auction house. So previously you couldn't find the badges by colour and stuff like that, so you had to filter out how to find them through your collection. 2K have fixed that, so you can find any badge you want in terms of colour or price or whatever. So obviously people can see what the prices are, so they're easier to get. It makes it a little bit cheaper, and therefore it's a little bit harder to sell badges. So still not a bad method. If you got those badges sort of lying around, maybe sell them. You don't need them in your collection anymore to filter them out. You could just go through the auction house. So there's pros and cons to it, which is quite nice. Just on that note, check your players. I sold this dude for $59.50. He's a silver player. I had no idea who he was, and checked his value, and he had a lot of value. And same with Caldwell Pope. Just sold him last week or a few days ago when he had that challenge going on. So yeah, like I said, holding on to some of those players are a really good idea. Me personally, I'm trying to collect as many players as I can, and once I've hit those collector levels later on in the year, I'll just sell all my players off. I'm not there to lock in any collections. I think that's probably the worst thing you can do next to opening packs. So I don't do that. I don't lock in any collections. I collect them for as cheap as I can get them. So I do a lot of bidding rather than sniping, and it turns out pretty good for me. So that's how I sort of do it. But in saying that, like I've said before, the season agendas, you want to take advantage of that. As you can see, I sold a Duncan Robinson that I bought for less than $1,000 the other day for $5,000, and that Jay Crowder, I think I bought him for like $1,200, sold him for $7,000. And they probably would have been going a bit more expensive as soon as the challenge released, because everyone's trying to scramble to get that Steph Curry. Me personally, I did a few of the challenges. I wasn't trying to go for Steph or anything like that, just get some of those other good rewards. So I'll be stopping at level 36 there. And yeah, we're just cashing in all these badges and see what our total comes to. Not bad for sort of 5 or 6 days worth of selling badges on and off. And we finished up there, and the total comes to 568,000, which isn't too bad. So I'm just going to go through my collection at the moment so you guys can see what I've got. So like I said, I'm trying to collect a lot of the cards. All these cards that I've collected, the majority of them I'll be bidding for less than 1,000. Then I'll just throw them in my collection. Obviously there's a few there that I've purchased for a bit more and stuff like that I've used throughout the game. The rewards, yeah, sort of knocking through those as well. In terms of the premiums, I picked up a few premiums today, like this Allen Iverson, a couple of other cards in the East-West. So Hakeem, I just got him just recently. I think I got him for less than $40,000 since those new packs released, about $35,000. Moses Malone, put a couple extra badges on him. He's unreal. Mutombo, just used him for the first time my last game, and oh man, that dude is unreal on defense. As you can see, I don't lock in the sets. Mark Eden, another beast. So yeah, the uniforms, I picked up a lot of the uniforms for sort of $350 or less. If they were going for anything more than that, I'd just leave it. So that was at the start of the season, just putting bids on there. And as you can see, I've got a few shoes and stuff like that. All these ones, yeah, same again, just putting on small bids, maybe no more than 500. The playbooks, I got them pretty cheap, including the ones that cost a lot. I'm not going to lock in any of the balls. I've got all the balls, but I'm not going to lock them in because I want to sell them later, obviously. And just going through the badges, that's all the badges I've got at the moment. Got a few contracts as well, all through playing the game, mainly domination. And just getting those login rewards for the gold contracts and the silver contracts and stuff. So that's pretty much what I've got in my collection. In terms of my lineup, here's my lineup here. So I'm pretty happy with it. I just got that Dominique Wilkins today. I've been out spending a bit of MT trying to buy a few players while they're really cheap. Magic Johnson got him today for 100k, so he was up around the 150k earlier on the week. Hakeem I've talked about as well, and I just picked up that Ben Wallace as an investment. This dude here, Clay Thompson, got him a couple of days ago. Played with a couple of games with him, and he's really good. Obviously got the 95-3. I'll definitely put him in my lineup actually. I've heard really good things about him, and playing a couple of games, I think I'll have to put him in my lineup. I played with Magic. He's not too bad, but Clay Thompson, he's got the gold clamps and stuff like that as well, so I think I'll throw him in the lineup instead. So yeah, Mark Eden, you look at his stats, he's 7'4". He's just, got unreal stats in terms of defense, the interior boards and stuff like that. So yeah, I like just sort of playing defense with the bigger boys. You can have your Chris Stapps and stuff like that. I'll just make a comparison to Hakeem. Hakeem's got some really nice stats as well. I'll be interested to try a couple of games with him. Obviously he's got a bit more speed and stuff than Mark Eden, but a couple of less Hall of Fame badges. Got a few more gold badges, a couple of silvers in there as well, so he should be a solid player, and for less than 40k or whatever I got him for, I'm pretty happy about that, just to be able to try him out. Just compare Ben Wallace as well. I mean, his stats seem alright. He's not a bad player and stuff like that. 3 Hall of Fame badges, but he's more of an investment player, to be honest. See if his price rises, and if it does, I'll sell him. If not, then that's cool. He's part of the collection level. Once I've collected enough cards, then I'll just sell him off. Yeah, so we've got a few good players there. That KD, I mean, he's got some really good stats. Obviously, I'm comparing him to Mark Eden. He's got some great stats, but I think I'll sell him, as I like Paul George a little bit better. Speaking of Paul George, I picked this one up just before PAX released the other day. He came with a diamond shoe and 15 contracts. He's got some really good stats. Obviously, he's a good defender and stuff like that as well. And this particular Paul George came with 2 extra Hall of Fame badges. So, picked up a great card there, and I've been playing with him for about 2 or 3 games now, and I really like this Paul George, and me personally, I'll use this Paul George over Kevin Durant. I don't know what it is about KD. He's just doesn't really fit my style of play, whatever. And yeah. So where are we in terms of games and stuff like that? I haven't played too much online. 136 games on Triple Threat offline. I've done a couple of the weeklies. Getting through the spotlights. Got 1 to go, which is that annoying 7 3-pointers and win the game. So I've tried once, got through a couple of quarters and was kind of lagging behind, so sort of gave that the boot. And then the signature challenge, obviously that's all done and dusted, and that's where we'll sit for the challenges. Just got a shoe pack, which is quite nice. Cool. In terms of domination, we're slowly getting through the domination. Nearly forgot about that. So we've done the first 2. We're on the all-time domination. We've made a start on it, so we're getting there. Got the 2 stars on the OKC, even though I blew out the other team, OKC, by about 20 points. Obviously, my MT was about 5 MT short of 900, so I only got 2 stars on that, which is a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So slowly going through those games. A lot of the time obviously spent on the auction house. As you can see, I've got all my gold badges up on the auction house, and a gold player. Just in terms of lineup as well, the coaches, Mike Malone, dude is a great coach. He's kind of like a +3 Mike D'Antoni. He's got the 3-point, he's got the ball handle, and he provides the speed. So if you haven't got this dude, pick up this dude. He's going for, I think I saw one just before less than 3k, or about 3,500. This dude's a steal as opposed to Mike D'Antoni, who's going for about 60, 70, 80k. plus. So if you haven't got this dude, honestly go pick up Mike Malone. He gives you players speed, ball handle, and 3-point +3 as opposed to D'Antoni's +4. So in terms of price difference, like you're paying an extra 60k for a +1 on all of those things. So up to you, but I feel like it's a bit of a waste of money. Yeah, and that's where we sit on the collection. If you got any comments, just leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you. Peace.